Hey everyone. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take a break from all this education we've been doing and go exploring into the magical world of guitar pedals. Go on a pedalsploration, if you will. That's right, a pedalsploration. This isn't going to be one of those fancy schmancy pedal demos with shiny new pedals and camera swoops. It's just going to be me and my dingy board, and I'm just gonna kind of show you what I do. So yeah, I don't really have a plan. I thought that since I love pedals so much, and since people are always asking me about different sounds that I use, I thought maybe I would just take one pedal at a time and kind of show you all the different sounds that I get out of them and why I like them and what they can do. So let's do it. The pedal that we're going to talk about today is the Moog Minifooger Chorus. This is one of my favorite pedals, and whenever I don't have it on tour with me, I really do miss it because it just adds a very subtle something to your sound. You know, we travel a lot of places, we play through a lot of different amps depending on what the club has or the backline company uses. Sometimes if I'm not that happy with the sound, this is the pedal that makes me feel better about the tone. One thing I love about this pedal is it's possible to set it so that it doesn't sound like anything at all, which sounds weird, but it's nice when it can be completely transparent and then you can adjust things as needed. I don't really like it when you click on a pedal and it suddenly changes the sound and it's an audible change. I like to be able to gradually shift things, which is why I end up using my feet a lot to change sounds. And you'll see that I've got these rings that I've cut out just from hardware store, like furniture feet, and I put those on the knobs so that they have better grip. And then for this knob, I've actually got this specialized wingman made by Option Knob, specially designed to do exactly what I'm wanting, which is to basically turn your knob into an expression pedal. You can pick the knob that you're going to change the most often and just replace it with this, and bingo bango bongo, there you go. Got yourself an expression pedal. So on this pedal, we've got rate, which is also speed, depth, which is basically your general level. We've got time, which I honestly don't know exactly what that does. It seems to be some sort of voodoo. And then feedback, which kind of makes it sound like flanger. We've also got this switch in the middle, which is called the mix, and it basically determines how much of your dry signal is getting through. Chorus is actually a combination of two signals. One is just your normal unaffected sound, the dry signal, and the other is the pure pitch shifting signal, and it's the combination of the two that gives you the chorus sound. The cool thing about this pedal is that if you put the mix in the middle, it's like a normal chorus pedal where it mixes those two signals together and sends that out, or you can switch it to the down position where it actually sends even more of your dry signal and just a little bit of the affected signal. Or you can set it to the up position where it sends none of your dry signal and only the affected signal. So in the top position, it basically acts as a vibrato pedal. So we're going to start in the vibrato position, and we're going to set all these knobs to 0. As you'll hear, there's basically no difference between it being off and on in this position. If anything, it's just a very subtle warmth that gets added to it. So the main knob that I tend to adjust is this depth knob. Obviously, that's why I put the wingman on it. That's your basic level. So let's just for fun, let's turn it all the way up and see what that sounds like if we don't change anything else. So it almost doesn't sound like anything has changed, but if we start moving the rate up, you'll start to hear a difference. One of the things I love about this pedal is there's not that many knobs, but each of those knobs really does a lot. It's like it's on an exponential scale instead of linear. Like this rate knob, if you put it at the very minimum, it's so slow that it's basically frozen, as you heard before. And then if you put it at the maximum, it goes to a psychotically fast level. What that means is that if you have one knob up all the way like I do right now, this depth knob, and then you can just add a tiny bit of one of the other knobs, and because you have the other knob up so high, it'll have a really good balanced effect. So now we have like kind of a tape warble situation happening. And of course you can turn the depth down a bit and kind of control that. So now this is kind of where I would normally put it, somewhere in here, kind of like a medium fast vibrato. But instead of this depth, I have it somewhere in here. So that's just the rate and the depth. We're not even touching time and feedback yet. So let's get into that. I don't really know what the time knob does technically. You'll have to watch those fancy schmancy demos to get that one probably. It does. So I think what the time does is it basically shifts your affected signal's time without changing the dry signal's time. Because if you set it to the chorus setting, which is the mix in the middle, and have everything all the way down except time all the way up, you kind of get this very quick, kind of a delay effect where your dry signal is unaffected, but the attack of the affected signal is shifted later. Which might seem like kind of a weird thing. I've actually found this specific setting to be really useful. If you turn the time down a little bit and maybe go for a little more drive, kind of recreates like some of the like 70s psychedelic double tracking vocals and guitar sorts of things. It's really cool. Anyway, love that. So that's the time knob in the chorus setting. If we go back to the vibrato setting, what the time knob seems to do is to intensify but also kind of round out the vibrato just a little bit. So with no time knob in there at all, you can hear kind of a pulsing. Do, 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 do. If we add in some of the time knob, obviously the vibrato gets much wider, but if you turn the depth down, then it's kind of like it was before, but a lot more round. Okay, so let's go to the feedback knob. Again, starting from 0, let's turn it up. So this kind of has like the beginnings of a flanger sound or like a phaser sound. It has something in like a formant shifting kind of sound, but just barely, and it's so slow. The rate is down so slow that it's just a tone. You can't even really hear the shifting happen. So now we're going to turn the rate up a little bit. So without any depth in there, even the rate doesn't have any effect, really. So let's go back. Let's turn just the depth up now. A super deep flanger happening. I'm going to add some time in, so now we're using all 4 knobs. And as usual with all of these settings, if you turn the rate down like all the way or close to all the way, then all of a sudden something that sounds like way too extreme becomes pretty usable because like it's kind of frozen in time. Now it's got this like boxy, flangery, phasery thing going on. has like such a great sort of 70s vibe. So yeah, at a certain setting, it'll start to almost self-resonate in a way that gives it some pitch all of its own. Okay, so that's the vibrato setting. So now let's go to the chorus setting. Okay, starting again from 0. Again, not much changing there at all. Okay, so now let's add in some time. Like we did before, whenever I turn the time up, I'm going to turn the depth down to kind of counterbalance that. So now we're going to add in some of the feedback. And just to isolate that a little bit, I'm going to take away our time. Anyway, so that's the Moog Minifooger chorus. Hope you enjoyed this Pedalsploration. There will be many more to come. If you're not subscribed already, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. And I've also just started a Patreon page. If you're a fan of this channel and you want to help support me, go check that out. If you sign up, there's also lots of cool little videos that I do every week for that, and a weekly live stream music hang Q&A thing that we do. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time. This is the Moog Minifooger. I guess it's Minifooger. I don't know. I feel like it's Minifooger. But then is it Moog or is it Moog? No one knows. The Moog Minifooger chorus. Minifooger. I like Minifooger. It's the Moog Minifooger. Now it sounds wrong. It's the Moog chorus pedal. Okay, this is bothering me. This is bothering me. I can't change it. It has to be that way. So kick back. Maybe drink a little White Claw. Oh, that's a root bend.